To Canberra now, Andrew MacLeod is a visiting professor from London's King's College. He's an international terrorism expert who, among other roles, used to negotiate with terrorists for the United Nations.
Whatever cruel, mixed up, horrible, evil ideology is behind these attacks, that ideology is not consistent with the God of Abraham. That is the God common to Islam, Judaism and Christianity.
Let's start with Andrew MacLeod, and I'll bring you back in a moment, Ambassador. Go ahead.
Thank you, Tony. Let me start off by saying to Christophe, nous sommes tous Parisiens ce soir. There are two things to say very quickly. The first one is, these are now the times to be thoughtful, not emotional. It's not the time for slogans, and to that extent I'm very happy that we're now being led by Mr Turnbull rather than Mr Abbott, because it is the thoughtful leadership. They attacked us. But what we need from our national leadership now is to determine who is the them and who is the us. And there are two broad choices. It is us Westerners against them, all of Islam, or is it us moderates of all religions against them, radicals of all religions?
Think about some of the major conflicts and natural disasters that have happened in the last 20 years. And chances are Andrew MacLeod was there at the front line.
But as you crossed into Bosnia and you moved further down closer to Sarajevo, the pockmarks turned into destroyed houses, turned into fields of landmines, and then driving into Sarajevo back then, the soccer fields that had been turned into graveyards, the headstones everywhere.
There are fears that rallies against Muslim immigration could be stoking division within Australia, which is exactly what Islamic State wants.
And what Islamic State and extremists like that would like to see is more violence between our own communities. So I would urge people, both the No Room for Racism people and the Reclaim Australia people, to keep things calm. We all have the right to free expression in Australia, and we can assert our views one way or the other, but never cross the line into violence.
Let's return to the devastating earthquake in Nepal, and the death toll has now soared into the thousands. Professor Andrew MacLeod is the former UN emergency coordinator for the 2005 Pakistan earthquake, which killed 75,000 people.
The three most important criteria when judging an earthquake are how large it is, how deep it is, the shallower the more dangerous, and how close it is to population centres. This earthquake was larger than the Pakistan earthquake on the Richter scale. It was much shallower, and more people live within 100 kilometres radius than they did in Pakistan.
Well, fresh off the success of stopping the boats, today the Immigration Minister announced a new super agency with the super catchy name, the Australian Border Force.
Form Australian Border Force.
Well, analyst Andrew MacLeod has worked with the UN and the Centre for Strategic International Studies. Andrew, is this super agency a super idea or not?
Look, I don't think the agency makes any difference at all to whether we're solving the problem. The current policy is, in many ways, putting a band-aid over the wound, but it's not dealing with the wound. Surely we're a smart enough country to figure out how to stop the boats and enhance our international reputation, not stop the boats and trash our international reputation. It's all very nice for us to say this has nothing to do with religion, but that's not quite true. Religion is used as a motivator for people. And in fact, you can take parts of the Torah, the New Testament and the Quran and take these provisions and they can be used to inspire all sorts of hatred. And across the centuries, different parts of different religions have done so. What we see in this century, because of the impact of information technology, a vast spread of communication, is the distorted message of the religious text is passed to a lot more people and a lot faster. So religion is used as a motivator, but are these people true Muslims? I don't think so. In the same way that a pedophile priest has done such a heinous act that it takes him outside of the spectrum of Christianity, in my view. I don't care how much a pedophile priest tells me he's a Christian, his actions prove to me he's not. And I don't care how much a terrorist proclaims Allahu Akbar, he's not a Muslim by the very actions that he's undertaking. But we need to be aware that religion is being used as a motivator.